The night started like any other weekend social gathering. Soft music played in the background, lights glowed warm and low, and the room was filled with friends, co-workers, and familiar faces. It was a dinner party at one of my wife's colleagues' homes, elegant, lively, the kind of evening that usually felt comfortable. I stood near the bar, talking with a friend from work, when my eyes found Emily across the room. She wore a red silk dress that caught the light every time she moved. She looked beautiful, like always, but it wasn't her dress that stopped me cold. It was the way she stood next to a man I didn't know, too close, laughing too easily, her hand brushing his arm every few seconds. When she spoke, he leaned in. When he answered her, confident, comfortable, and she matched that energy completely. The kind of body language that says more than words ever could. Something twisted hard inside my chest. Not just jealousy, disappointment, sharp and deep. I had seen versions of this before. The lingering touches, the private smiles, the comments brushed off as just joking. I told myself to breathe, to stay calm, not to make a scene in someone else's home. But the longer I watched, the clearer it became. The woman laughing with him was not the same woman who used to reach for my hand like I was her safe place. When I finally walked over, she startled for half a second, then covered it with a bright smile. "Hey, babe," she said, voice light. She gestured to the man. "This is Nick. He's new at the office." Nick turned, gave me that easy, too smooth smile, the kind that knows exactly what it's doing. "Nice to meet you," he said, extending his hand. I shook it, firm, slow, deliberate. Emily giggled and rested her fingers lightly on his shoulder. "Relax," she teased, looking at me. "We were just talking about how harmless flirting keeps things fun." The people nearby laughed, thinking she was being playful. I didn't laugh. I just looked at her, really looked. At the smirk, at the confidence, at how much she enjoyed the spotlight. Then I smiled. Calm, quiet. "You're right, Emily," I said. "Being single will probably be fun, too." The laughter died instantly. Her smile froze. Her hand slipped from his shoulder. Color drained from her face. "Wait, what do you mean by single?" she asked, voice suddenly small. I didn't answer. I didn't need to. I turned and walked toward the exit. Behind me I heard her say my name once. "Jason, come on." It was just a joke. But it wasn't a joke. Not anymore. The drive home was silent. When we stepped inside, she dropped her purse on the couch and tried to act normal. "You're really upset about that," she said. "I was just being friendly." I looked at her. "Friendly as saying hello," I said quietly. "What you did was disrespect." Her smirk flickered. "Oh, come on. You're overreacting." I gave a small, tired laugh and shook my head. "No, Emily. I'm finally reacting. There's a difference." I walked into the bedroom, pulled a suitcase from the closet, and started packing. She followed, voice rising. "You can't be serious. You're really leaving over a harmless joke." I zipped the bag shut and met her eyes. "You called flirting harmless fun," I said. "Then being single will be harmless, too." That was when her confidence broke. "Jason, please don't do this," she whispered. Tears came fast. I didn't mean, but I had heard those words before. Late night texts she swore were nothing. Girls' nights that ended too late. The constant need for attention from other men, always followed by, "Don't be jealous." It's nothing serious. It was never about jealousy. It was about betrayal wearing the mask of innocence. I walked past her. She stood in the doorway, sobbing. I didn't slam the door. I just closed it. And for the first time in years, the sound felt like freedom. The next days were full of calls, texts, long messages begging for another chance, promising she would change, swearing it was a mistake. I didn't answer, because I finally understood, she didn't miss me. She missed the safety of knowing I would always come back. Weeks later a mutual friend called. "She's a mess," he said. "She keeps asking if you're really gone for good." I told him the truth. I left that night, and I never looked back. A month after that, she showed up at my new place. Eyes red, makeup smudged, voice shaking. "Jason, please," she said. "I was stupid. I took you for granted. I'll do anything to fix this." I listened, arms crossed, calm. "You want to fix this?" I asked softly. "You can't fix what you destroyed on purpose." She broke down, reaching for my hand. I stepped back gently. "Emily," I said, "you didn't lose me at that party. You lost me every time you laughed at my trust." I closed the door. No anger, just peace. Months later I moved to a new city, new job, quiet apartment, space to finally breathe. Sometimes I remember her face in that moment, the way it went pale when I said those words. That silence said more than any fight ever could. When people ask what happened, I don't tell the long version. I just smile and say, she thought flirting was harmless fun. I thought self-respect was too. And if I'm honest, I've never felt more alive.